Hi, my friends. This is a coffee late at night with Lori on the porch. And I know you can hardly see me, but I wanted to check in and let you know I found out what's been wrong with me for the past few years. I had a rash appear on my foot about 8 years ago, and it's been diagnosed as eczema, psoriasis, um, diabetes ulcer. I know I've talked to you about that on my channel. And I just got a call yesterday from my wound care doctor. It tested positive it's Mrsa. I've had a Mrsa rash on my foot for 8 years, which is attributed to a lot of my health problems. My joint pain, my misdiagnosis of autoimmune disorder, a lot of things. So, going back after they gave me the diagnosis, I went back online and looked up Mrsa and the skin rashes before it turns into an actual sore like I have. You can actually have it in your body for years. And my mom contracted Mrsa 10 years ago when she had her hysterectomy for her cancer. And I cared for her. Um, wow, that got bright with a little notice there. Excuse me. But anyway, I cared for her at home, did her dressings, changed her dressing several times a day from her incisions and such where she had the Mrsa once she was released from the hospital. I always wore gloves. I always washed my hands. I was always careful. I could have contracted it then, but I've also been a patient in the hospital and had a complete hysterectomy like a year after she did in 2009. And I've had two carpal tunnel surgeries since then. So I could have contracted it any time along that way, but based on the time that I started getting the symptoms, the physical symptoms, along with the small rash on the top of my foot, it sets back to where I probably contracted it during my surgery that I had for my complete hysterectomy. So for 8, 9 years, I've been living with Mrsa, been tested for it with the nasal swabs a couple times when mom has been hospitalized, and it always came back negative. But it's been in my body, and it's been basically eating away at my foot now for a long time, months that I've had this ulcer, and I had it last year, or year before last, and they were able to heal it, and it closed over, and we thought it was, diabetic related. Life goes on, and lo and behold, it was the Mrsa strain, and it was still there, and it was still eating away. So that's why, if you have a weak stomach, please pause this part or skip past it. But that's why the wound is getting so deep on my foot and is so painful because of the Mrsa. So they immediately started me on a heavy, heavy dose of antibiotics, and I go back to my pain, or I'm sorry, I go back to my wound care doctor tomorrow for them to check it, reevaluate my diagnosis with antibiotics. Me personally, I would rather be in the hospital getting IV antibiotics. I've done some research. There's such a thing as a bleach bath. And I always wondered why, with this rash on my foot, when we had our pool, in the summer the rash would get better. It was caused because the chlorine bleach that's in the pool, the chlorine, kills the Mrsa, or kills a lot of the bacteria of the Mrsa. So that's why the rash always got better when I was in the pool in the summertime. And then in the winter it would get a lot worse. And we haven't had our pool for a couple of years now, so it's really gotten worse. So just researching online, it actually came to me. I put it together. The pool made it better. It's an open wound now. It would hurt like all billy goat, you know what. But what if I could put my foot in a pan of bleach water long enough to kill this strain of Mrsa that's in my wound? My husband told me I was crazy, but I looked it up, and there actually is such a thing as a bleach bath that you can do to rid your body of the Mrsa virus or the Mrsa bacteria. It's not a virus, it's a bacteria. And you do the bleach bath, but they say that it is torrentially painful, especially if you have an open wound like I do. So, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. So I'm thinking, how can I get through the pain of this if I would decide to do it? So I used to drink when I was younger, and my drink of choice was Jack Daniels. I was a whiskey girl. So I'm thinking, well, I'll just get me a little pint of whiskey and drink it and get in the bleach bath and get rid of this terrible, terrible thing. And my husband tells me I'm crazy, and I know it sounds crazy, but until you're faced with something like this, this can be life-threatening to me. If it moves into my bloodstream, which I'm very lucky it hasn't over all this time, but it has gotten into my joints. That's why I've had the autoimmune diagnoses and the arthritis diagnoses and everything from different doctors, because it is throughout my body in different places. Luckily, it hasn't gone to my heart or my lungs, or I haven't become septic. I pray, please pray, that it doesn't get that far, because it virtually could take my life. So at this point, I just wanted to jump on and share this with everyone. I know it's dark. You can hardly see me, which is probably a good thing because I don't look great right now. But yeah, that's my story. The saga continues. So I won't be doing any Dollar Tree hauls for a while. I'm going to do some online shopping so I can do some hauls like that one of the days that I feel like it. But I mean, the last few days I've felt really bad. My foot has hurt really, really bad. I've been in bed with it elevated most of the time, except when I need to help with Mom, which even though she has been exposed to Mrsa, she will always be a carrier of it and always test positive for it. I don't want to get it in her tumors or anything and have her have an outbreak of it. So I've been trying to tell my husband, put the gloves on, get the 4x4s, get the 5x9s, get the tape. This is where we need to patch her tumor where it's bleeding from. Get the quick clot. We got to put this on. Trying to have him do all the hands-on as I tell him. And it's very hard for me because after being a hairstylist for so many years and then being a nursing student, I'm a very hands-on person. I worked in an ER for years as a secretary, which is nothing, but when you're busy and a trauma comes in, the secretary becomes the assistant to everybody. So I've been in very, life-threatening situations for people and had to act quickly. And I have a tendency to want to just grab everything from him and put the gloves on and take care of Mom. But tomorrow when the hospice nurse comes, I'm going to discuss my diagnosis with her and see if, the antibacterial soap before I put the gloves on, and then put the gloves on and wear a mask, will I be okay to take care of her? This is the last thing that I ever imagined I would have or ever have to deal with during this time of trying to take care of my mom on hospice with stage 4 ovarian cancer. So I just ask for all your prayers and your thoughts, and for my mom, me, my son, my husband, and also for our family members who we have in Florida who are in a direct hit of the hurricane that's coming. So we have a lot going on. It's my husband's family, side of the family, but nonetheless, it's our family. And we just pray that they don't have any real damage. Oh, someone's turning around. Now you get to see me. Fall times to turn around in my neighbor's driveway. But yeah, so God bless everyone. I will check back in with you soon as I possibly can. And wish me luck for the doctor's appointment tomorrow. I love you all. I love all of you so, so much. It means so much to hear from you, to read your comments. I may not always reply or reply right away. I'm still trying to learn this whole technology thing. I'm not real smart technology-wise. I'm not a techie guru. So, but know that I love you, and I pray for everyone in the path of the storm and everyone in Texas. Tony, I pray for you every night in your community. So take care, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.